So, if you're flying into Japan in the next year, you may have a chance to pack a little bit lighter. A new service launched by Japan Airlines gives travelers the option to rent clothes for the length of their stay in the country instead of checking a bag. The pilot program, called Anywhere, get it, and Anywhere, will run through August of 2024. Dan Lake joins me now. He's an editor for Travel Weekly Australia. Thanks for joining us. I got to tell you, when I saw this is so me. My last flight, when we went to Japan in the spring, my luggage didn't arrive for like 3 days. And inevitably, after like a couple days, you end up buying some like quickie, cheapy stuff just to get you by, right? So I would totally do this. Give us the basics, though. How does it work?
Okay, so firstly, well, the great thing is that you can't lose your luggage if there's nothing in there, really, right? So how it works is it's just the same as booking a meal or a seat on the plane. You put in your booking details, and then you pick out a few outfits. So you can pick about 3 or 4 outfits, and they're actually pretty affordable. For those 4 outfits, it's only going to cost you about $40 US for the whole lot.
Yeah.
And you can rent them for up to 2 weeks, and then at the end of that 2 weeks, you just basically give them back to the airline.
So, when I looked up the company that they were partnering with, it seemed like they made a lot of uniforms. Like, what do these clothes look like?
So what the great thing about it, obviously, it's reducing the weight of the aircraft, which helps with CO2 emissions.
Right.
But all of these clothes are either excess stock from retailers or they have been recycled. So they're clothes that are no longer being used by anyone. And there is something like 20 billion clothing items that are wasted every year. So This is effectively going head on into not only the waste from fast fashion, but also the waste in terms of the weight of an aircraft as well.
Yeah, so you just hit on a couple things, because for me, it's just about convenience. I am moving more and more towards carry-on only, so I don't have to deal with the hassle of baggage. But for the airline, or at least the way the airline's marketing it, it's much more than just my convenience.
Yeah, I must admit, when I first heard this story, I thought, okay, here's a gimmick. They want a headline. That's all good. But when I looked into the facts behind it, there is some really good research that's gone into this around, although aviation is only responsible for 2% of global emissions, they are really one of the industries that are really front-footing it and doing as much as they can. So I think that is one aspect for Japan Airlines, but also this fast fashion issue, which was news to me, but 20 billion items of clothing from, all of these stores that just pump out clothes so quickly and so fast, and, you only get a few wears out of them. So this is also dealing with that issue as well.
Yeah, I'm totally guilty. Like I said, in Japan, we just looked for something cheap because I wasn't committed to the clothes. I just needed it to get by. And now I don't even know where that stuff is. I'm wondering about the response. As you can see, I'm enthusiastic about the concept. But what about other people?
Well, you might be out of luck if you were actually planning on heading to Japan anytime soon. I've been looking, and most of the sizes and styles are pretty much booked out. So that will be for an extended period of the next few months. So even though this is only a trial, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not too soon that they actually say that this is going to be extended, perhaps even into other markets that they fly to, purely because the interest has obviously been huge, with most of those outfits, sizes and clothes already locked up and booked.
I can see it expanding. Dan Lake, thank you very much.
No problem.